I'd like to introduce our next speaker. This is Frances Pennell, who is from the Northwest Access Fund. Frances is the founding, now retired, executive director of the Northwest Access Fund, a nonprofit community development lender dedicated exclusively to individuals living with disabilities. She is here to share information about the fund's low-interest loans and matched savings accounts, both of which are designed to help people with disabilities and their families pay for assistive technology devices and services, including home and vehicle accessibility. Take it away, Frances.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm really pleased to be here to briefly tell you more about our program and why we were established. And I know Carolyn referred to the Washington Access Fund. That's who we used to be. Alan and I were back when we started the Washington Access Fund, basically. And but in 2016, we moved into Oregon. We have been lending actively in Washington State since 2004, and then we received a grant that allowed us to expand to Oregon as well, also from the Assistive Technology Act program, so we appreciated that. So we are a nonprofit community development lender or community development financial institution. We are established by and for individuals with disabilities with the goal of promoting access to technology and economic opportunities for people with disabilities. And also life opportunity, not just getting a better job or getting involved and able to participate more effectively in education, but anything that people want to do. So our board is majority controlled by individuals with disabilities, and a couple of our core values is that we honor individual choice, and we also honor speed. So, or at least compared to some of the agencies that might not be so quick in providing access to technology. We're also on Facebook, and I really encourage you to take a look at our Facebook page and follow us, because we do post when we come across interesting technology, so that might be of interest to you as well. So the Access Fund provides three core services. Primarily, we provide low-interest loans for all types of assistive technology, including home and vehicle accessibility modifications. The loans go up to $25,000 for assistive technology, $35,000 for home and vehicle accessibility modifications. The loan is at a fixed interest rate of 5%, no matter who you are, what you are, or how long you borrow for. Our loan terms for assistive technology go up to 5 years. For home and vehicle adaptations with a higher loan cap, they go up to 10 years. Determine the term of the loan by looking at the useful life of the object that you purchased and balancing that against the individual's ability to pay. So say you wanted to buy a computer and you had a good cash flow, then we would probably get you to repay that maybe in 2 or 3 years. If you are low income and it's going to take you a little longer to pay that off and you need a little more room in your budget, then we would make it a longer loan term. And then, as I said, the loans for any type of assistive technology, for any disability, for any person of any age. And assistive technology is broadly designed to include all of the devices that you saw that Carolyn showed on your on her PowerPoint, and many more. We do lots of loans for hearing aids, for example. We have about 40% of our loans are for hearing aids, because that is one of the items that is rarely funded through medical insurance. And the hearing aids, by the way, are becoming very amazing. They have sensors that can determine if you are about to fall or if you have a history of falling. They can determine, when I was at a conference recently, there was a hearing aid there that translated into 26 languages and provide you with reminders. Anyway, it's just one more example of how multifunctional all these mainstream technologies are becoming. We also can do co-pays for durable medical equipment or health fund items that maybe your insurance or other agency won't cover. One of the big areas in the past few years has been elevating seats, for example. A lot of times it's difficult to get Medicaid, Medicare, or private insurance coverage of that. So that's some place where we can step in. One of our first loans was for somebody who was on Medicare and SSDI, and he wanted to be able to go out in his chair. He wanted to have an elevating seat, and he wanted to be able to go out at night with his kids. And, of course, Medicare wouldn't fund the elevating seat. They wouldn't fund other aspects of the wheelchair, and they wouldn't fund the headlights that he needed to go for a walk with his kids. And so we funded that kind of thing. Also, iPads, computers, iPhones, and smart technology, anything that you saw there in terms of the smart homes. We can do things like Alexas, and even if it doesn't seem like you need very much money, our loans are really, there's no minimum at all for a loan. So, and often we suggest that people, if they are going to buy a relatively small item, then you can combine the items into several different things that you may need. Therapeutic, exercise, and recreational equipment. And we defined whether it's assistive technology based upon the individual's particular needs and disability and their functional limitations. So, for example, for a person who's blind, if they wanted to go bike riding, we could fund a tandem bike for them, because then they would be able to go bike riding with a sighted individual. So, and that just illustrates that our loans are not only for technology designed specifically for people with disabilities, but also for just some mainstream technology that we can use. And then, of course, orthotics and prosthetics, basically any device that maintains or enhances the functional capabilities of a person with a disability. We also cover assistive technology-related services, and I think this is a really important area because a lot of times you might need an assistive technology evaluation, for example, going to University of Washington or WATAP, and maybe it's not covered by whatever insurance you have or other services. So our loans can be used to pay for an evaluation. It can be used to pay for training. It can be used to pay something that's very likely, which is repairs, maintenance, and upkeep. So it's not just for purchase of a device, but all the services that go along with making it usable and effective for you. In terms of eligibility, it's available to individuals, as I said, regardless of age, regardless of disability, regardless of source of income, and also available to family members and other applicants, because more of the technology is for the benefit and use of the individual with a disability. Disability is also broadly defined in our program. Basically, it's any disability that would be recognized under Washington, Oregon, or federal law, or even if you're a senior or other individual who needs technology, but you don't think of yourself as a disability, of course, that was covered also. And that's often the case with seniors. As you get older, you need vision and hearing and mobility aids. They don't have a disability, but they do need these devices. And then it covers things that Medicare doesn't cover, and also like bath equipment, for example, a lot of the modifications that Carolyn was showing you might not be covered by your insurance company. So our loan applications are online. They ask for income and expenses, and then also your assets and liabilities. And what we're really looking for is an ability to pay, as well as what is your monthly cash flow and how much could you afford each month. We also have a credit report, and we take that credit report through another nonprofit credit verification. And if you're approved and you repay your loan, we report that to the grand bureaus also. So in many cases, it helps our clients, particularly low-income folks who have disabilities for a long time and may not have a credit record. It helps them build their credit so that they can qualify for other services. Our repayment is typically by electronic funds transfer, so it's just really easy. You determine the date that you want that money to come out, and we try to accommodate to that the best of our ability, so it's really easy to pay. Typically, it takes about 2 weeks from the time you apply for a loan and we have a complete loan application until we're able to give you a decision. So it's not, it's not like Capital One, but it is much faster than a lot of the agencies I think people work with. It's faster for loans under $1,500. That's typically about a week at the most. It can be a few days. And when we disperse our loans, we disperse them directly to the vendor. So it's typically not going to go through your bank account, which is really important for people who are in benefits that are asset limited, and so, or income limited. And our loans are frequently combined with other funding. So one big example is, for example, in both Oregon and Washington, the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation will help you pay for loans for vehicle modifications, but not for the vehicle itself. So we can step in and contribute the rest of the funding as needed. Now, we also provide loans for business equipment needed for employment and self-employment. So, for example, if you want to start a small business, we would require a business plan that we can fund things like a sewing machine or other equipment, that tools of the trade for your particular trade. Or if you needed something for work and your employer wasn't able to pay for it, or you didn't even want to ask them, that is something we can also fund that would be above and beyond the assistive technology. So in addition to our low interest loans, we have a kind of unique program called an individual development account, and it's an option where you can save up to $2,000 and receive up to the amount that you saved in matching funds that will help you pay for the technology you need. And this program also helps you with your finances, and you go through a financial kind of coaching program as well. And the idea is to get people to consistently save, so you usually need to save up for a certain amount of time, and it's limited to people who are low income, defined as 80% of median income in the county where you live, which in King County is pretty darn high, actually. So, but the idea is to help people kind of afford technology that may be on their needs, especially even with a loan. And it can be combined with a loan and other resources as well. And then in addition to that, we provide financial coaching, referral to resources that might be able to help you with benefits planning and that kind of thing. And it does help very well with our loan program and our IDA program, because we do get an opportunity every time somebody applies for a loan to look at their finances, and we can see what their needs really are. And we have a couple of options for that, including a new sort of pilot project with a loan that can help you with anything, moving assistance, rental, catching up on your rent, paying for your applying for citizenship. Basically, a very open-ended program to see if this is also something that really helps the disability community. So we've done about, I think, 1,127 loans so far. We've loaned out over $4 million. So we're really happy about that. And we have about 78 to 80% of our clients are low income, meaning at or below 80% of our statewide median. And
default rate?
the next great segue, 2%. So even though we serve primarily low income, low asset individuals, people love our technology. We love our clients.
That's a really good number.
It is a very good number. So, and used in large numbers. And part of that is people who pass away, unfortunately. We make loans we just made loans to a couple, and they were 98 and 99, and they both needed hearing aids. So, age is no limit. And if we didn't have any defaults, I don't think we'd be doing our job. We certainly wouldn't be practice these things. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.